Okay, let's say you just got sued or you just got in some criminal trouble. And like any person, including myself, I probably will start Googling on my phone questions that I might have off the top of the head, and I'm a lawyer. And so, with that being said, it brings the question: should you ask Google or AI legal questions? Or can you depend on Google or AI's answers to your legal questions? Did you know that every day there are between 16 and 22 billion Google searches? And so, with that being said, can you depend on those results? And so, I'm going to answer that question as best I can today. I'm going to turn to Wayne Hobson. Let's get straight to it. I'm going to give you 3 examples of when not to use Google, when not to depend on Google or AI for these legal questions or these legal results, okay? Then after that, I'm going to give you 2 situations where you absolutely can depend on Google, to help you out in this legal situation. And lastly, we're going to ask Google itself and see what Google comes up with. All right, so my first example where you can absolutely not rely on Google for its answer. The first one is when you have a complex legal question. And so, come on, let's just ask you right now a complex legal question. All right, let's ask Google a complex legal question. Can someone take my child out of town with let's do this. And my child's father take my child out of state during a court battle. Okay, that's a complex legal question. Now you see Google comes up with an answer. It says no. Okay. All right. And so, I would have to do some more legal research, but that might be an okay answer. But this is why I would not depend on. This is why you should depend on complex legal things. What makes this question complex, it's not a question like, okay, the answer's in a statute or, the answer's readily apparent. You know what I'm saying? This is a, should I do this type of question? This question more reserved for a lawyer who does legal research. This is also a situation where you may need to ask the judge for permission. And so here's the biggest thing why you cannot rely on Google for this legal answer. It's because Google links to what they call secondary sources. And so its answers are backed by a secondary source. It's not backed by the law. It's not backed by case law. It's not backed by statutes, which is the written law, and it's not backed by any administration law. So you should not depend on his answer because it could be different in your state. So right here it says no. This is just general. But in one state it could be like yes, another state could be no. Like look right here. On Reddit it says it's generally not illegal to take a child out of state without consenting the other parent. That contradicts what's right here. So we don't know if this is right or not. You know what I'm saying? So this is why you should not ask Google a complex question. A lot of times you get conflicting answers and the sources are secondary. They're not first direct answers from the law or legal research. Okay. Number 2 kind of goes to the first thing. You should not ask Google for legal conclusions. Let's say you're in a child support case, and I kind of brought this one up already. I did this before the video. Should I fight my child support case? And Google AI says you should fight your child support case only have strong, valid legal grounds such as lack of biological paternity, a change in financial circumstances, or a child's legal emancipated. That's a good answer, honestly. But you do not want to lean on this conclusion. It could be so much going into it. Google gives you this answer as why when you should fight. But here's one thing to think about: why you should consult with a lawyer. Google then consider financially should you fight this child support case, not a change in financial circumstances, but your personal financial situation. Let's say your child support case went up to $600. but your child support actually, you done the math, it's actually supposed to be $550. Is it worth paying a lawyer anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 to save an extra $50 a month on your child support? It's probably not. Probably not worth paying a lawyer extra $50 to extra $2,000 to $5,000 to save $50 a month on your child support. Now, if your child support is off by $200 or even $150, then it may be worth it, pursuing fighting child support. You get what I'm saying? Then also, of course, if this child's not yours and things like that, those are the obvious answers. You should not depend on Google or AI for a legal conclusion or legal guidance, okay? All right. The third one, you should not depend on Google for writing a legal brief, or a legal memo. And I'm saying Google, but I really mean like AI. Like some people have tried to use ChatGPT and Google to write a legal memo that they're going to file in the court, that they have filed in the court. And the biggest reason is a lot of times these AI systems, they hallucinate results and hallucinate sources. This all comes down to sources. For instance, AI will make up fake sources. This goes even like you're doing homework. You want to always double check your sources. Half those sources will not be real. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to case law. I mean, also being a practicing attorney, you want to have valid legal sources that support your argument. Not secondary sources, but first direct sources. So you want to have case law that supports your argument, and you want to have statutes that support your argument. You don't want to depend on AI for that. And let's look at this real quick. What happened to practicing lawyers who should have known better to use AI to write legal memos or briefs? Let's check this out. I already pulled it up.
Federal judge in Colorado is giving MyPillow guy Mike Lindell's attorneys a slap on the wrist. The wrist that they could have used to write a legal brief in Lindell's defamation case. But those attorneys gave their wrists a rest and used AI to create a legal brief so full of AI slop and make-believe case law that it ticked off the judge till she fined him. District Court Judge Nina Wong fined those two attorneys $3,000 apiece today, said they'd failed to meet their professional obligations by outsourcing their work to AI. Lindell lost that defamation lawsuit last month. His legal team did not put on evidence to support his election rigging claims that were at the center of the case. A jury ordered Lindell and one of his companies to pay $2.3 million in damages to a Coloradan he defamed.
All right. So did you guys see that? You see that? And this is one of the lucky situations. They only got fined $3,000 a piece. But we say only $3,000 a piece. Do you want to pay $3,000 extra right now? Do you have that money right now on you? An extra $3,000. I'm a lawyer and I don't want to pay an extra $3,000 for anything right now. So, and I've seen cases where a law firm has got fined way more than that for using AI in its legal briefs without checking sources. So those 3 times should not use AI or Google search results. Number 1, for complex legal questions. Number 2, for legal guidance. And number 3, to write a brief. Write a legal brief and legal memo that you plan on filing. You know what I'm saying? It all comes down to the sources. All right. So let's move to when you should or when you could consider using Google or AI to help you out in your legal situation. Number 1, pretty straightforward. When you have a simple or direct legal question, you want to be as direct as possible. Okay, for example, how much time can I get in for a DUI in Mississippi? Okay, let's pull that up. Okay, so it's giving you, it's not legal guidance. It's not telling me what I should do or how I should prove something. It's not a complex question. You want to know how it's not a complex question? because you already see like a statute that's referring to. Complex questions just guess. This has an actual statute. This is not a secondary source. Law is not a secondary source. So it says, hey, on the first attempt, you get 48 hours. And so you want to go a little deeper. You want to see, hey, is this going directly to a statute, a direct source? Well, no, it's going to websites. Okay, so let's go a little deeper. Let's look for a statute. Bam, here goes a statute. This might be DUI statute. Operate a vehicle under influence of alcohol or other drugs, penalties. See that? And it tells me, let's see, first offense, not more than 48 hours in jail. That is when you can use AI. I wouldn't depend on the answer, but if you got a simple, straightforward question, not legal guidance, not something saying, how can I prove this? Not something saying, should I do this? It's how much time can I get for this? You know what I'm saying? All right. Number 2. Now, I might be contradicting myself, but to start a legal research topic, and you want to be careful, the initial answer may be wrong. For instance, I got a case now I'm working on where a spouse was removed from the policy without her permission, car insurance policy. Can you remove your spouse? Here you go. And it says no, but I'm not going to depend on that answer. I'm going to use this to keep looking deeper to find a direct source, which is case law or a statute that says this. Okay, I'm not just going to run in court like, hey, Google say you can't do this. I'm not going to run in court without any statutes or case law. Then secondary sources are not going to be a website. My secondary sources are going to be case law from Alabama, you know. And so those are the 2 times you can use Google results. Number 1, for straightforward legal questions. Number 2, for when you're just starting a research project, okay? You know, you keep digging, you eventually find a case for your answer, and you put that case in your legal brief. So that makes sense, guys. I hope it does. Now, let's ask Google to see what it says. Can you depend on Google? Wait. I'm saying, should you ask Google legal questions? And we probably can guess what it's going to say. You should not ask Google for legal advice because the information is not personalized, confidential, or guaranteed to be accurate. Search engines are useful for general legal concepts. Hey, that's pretty much what I've said in this video. So I hope you got some knowledge from that. I hope you kind of understand when you should use Google, when you should not rely on Google. Because I'm going to be honest, when people come to me and with some stuff that they Google, I get a little bit annoyed because I know that Google might be in the ballpark, but this is why you should follow my advice, because I have seen this case. I have seen how your case may go. I know about your financial situation. I know about more facts in the case than Google does. And, you know, that Google stuff you bring me is not backed up by any law or statute. Okay? So I appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comments have using Google to answer it. It don't have to be a legal question. Anything has it come back to bite you. I look forward to the answer. You made this far video. I appreciate it. I'm a lawyer in Mississippi. My name is Turner Dwayne Hobson. If you need a car accident or bankruptcy lawyer, call 662-624-4100. That's 662-624-4100. I'm in Mississippi. And also, if you need tips on what to do, if you got some deposition tips, you should watch this video that's going to pop up. Hoping it's popping up now. Thank you guys, and see y'all on the next one.